Hello and welcome back to Go Natural English. Have you ever thought that English is really difficult or really easy? Well, why is it that some people seem to learn English so quickly and others take a long time? And maybe you find that you feel like you are in one of these groups. Well, today you are going to hear from one of your favorite American English teachers, Hale, about how we can use mindset tricks now, today, for free to improve your English skills. I am so excited for this lesson, so let me hand it over to Hale. Let's go.
Hi guys, it's me Hale, and I'm excited again to be back here and sharing some exciting tips with you about English learning. So my question for you this week is, why do some people who study English become fluent when other people who study English get stuck at the beginning level, which seems like forever? Is it because the fluent speakers are smarter? Or is it because they have a lot of money so they can pay for the best English courses at the best universities and hire the best teachers to teach them? Or perhaps they started learning English when they were 3 years old, so they have this whole childlike ability to learn English, and that's why they're fluent. So maybe it's one of those reasons, but maybe not. Now, what if I told you there's something even more powerful, a tool that's even more powerful than that can help you learn English, and it doesn't cost a thing? Well, if you don't believe me, well, okay, but give me just 10 minutes now, and I will explain to you what you can do to become fluent in English, and it will help you accomplish other goals in your life too. And I'm going to show you exactly 3 ways you can put it into practice starting today. So first, let me ask you a question. Have you heard of the concept of a growth mindset? Okay, let me explain. So there is a professor at Stanford University named Carol Dweck, and she did research and wrote a book called Mindset. I have it here on my Kindle. Carol Dweck wrote a book called Mindset where she explained the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So a fixed mindset, people who have a fixed mindset, they believe that their qualities are fixed traits that cannot change. Now, these people believe their intelligence is fixed, their talents are fixed, everything is fixed. They don't believe that they can change any of this. So they think their born talents will determine their success, and that effort isn't really required. Now, opposite of that is the growth mindset. And people who have a growth mindset have a belief that their learning and intelligence can grow with time and experience. So they believe that they can get smarter and improve through effort, and that has an effect on their success. And so they put in the time to do that. So that is the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. Now, the good news is, as Carol Dweck explains in her book, is that you can change your mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, you can create a growth mindset. And with a growth mindset, you can make improvements. Now, developing a growth mindset, it's not going to happen like that overnight. It does take practice, but it's possible. So I just want you to know, you can change your mindset. You can develop a growth mindset, and you can use it to improve your English. So now I want to talk to you about 3 specific mindsets that fluent English speakers have that people that are the beginner, people that get stuck as a beginner, they don't have it. So let me tell you now, fluent mindset number 1. I will make mistakes, and that's good. Yeah, you heard me. Making mistakes is good. Now, beginners, people who are stuck at the beginner level of learning English, they are embarrassed to make mistakes. They try anything to avoid making a mistake and looking dumb. Now, in a growth mindset, you realize that your mistakes help you improve. By learning from your mistakes, you become better. So people with a growth mindset, they embrace their mistakes in English. They know that any mistake they make will make them better at English. I want you today to go out and try to make some mistakes in English. Go out and try to do it. Make a mistake. Put yourself out there. Don't be embarrassed. It's part of the process. So go with your growth mindset and go out and make some mistakes. Now, this leads me to fluent mindset number 2. I intentionally get out of my comfort zone. Now, do you intentionally get out of your comfort zone, or do you like to stay where it's comfortable? And this also is related to making mistakes. People with a growth mindset and the people who became fluent in English, they learned that the comfort zone wasn't going to make them become fluent. To become fluent, they had to get out of the comfort zone. They had to do things that made them uncomfortable in order to grow. Now, how does that look in practice? Like, what can you do right now to get out of your comfort zone? And the best way to do it is to pursue some sort of challenge in English. Like, what is something that you're afraid to do in English? If you can think of something right now, comment below and tell us, like, what is the thing you're afraid to do in English? And then go do it, or make a plan to go do it. So what are some examples you can do? What's a challenge or an uncomfortable situation? Now, what if you went on a date with someone who only spoke English? Now, I don't know where you live, but most cities around the world, or a lot of places around the world, have an English-speaking population that live there. For instance, I live in Brazil, and I live in a pretty small city. It's not that big, but there are a lot of people that are native English speakers here. There's a lot of people from the US, from Australia, the United Kingdom. So there's a community of English speakers here. And I noticed that the Brazilians who speak the best English are the ones that actively get involved in that community. And I've also noticed that the Brazilians who seem to be stuck at the beginner level of English are the ones that are very uncomfortable with interacting with English speakers and don't put themselves out there. So what can you do where you live right now to get involved in an English-speaking community? You can get on an app, a dating app on Tinder or something, and look for English speakers. Another example is Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a public speaking group that has branches all over the world, in cities all over the world, and oftentimes they'll have an English one where people learn to do public speaking in English. Now, that is a great way to get out of your comfort zone to learn to make a speech or give a talk in English. So Google that right now. Let's pause the video and Google and see what you can find in your neighborhood or in your town, because there's options all over the world. And if you live in a place that's very, very remote and it doesn't have this community or options like this, there's plenty of stuff online. So this is something that you can do. Find a way to get out of your comfort zone today in English. Your improvement you'll skyrocket your fluency. And the third fluent mindset is about embracing feedback. I embrace feedback. So when you get feedback for your English, if you have a growth mindset, you know that the feedback, even if it's negative, it's not judging you or your intelligence, it's fuel for improvement. So ways you can do this: if you have an English teacher, you can schedule check-ins, or if you're taking an English class regularly, hopefully you're getting lots of feedback from your teacher. If not, find a new teacher. But if you don't have English teacher, or if you're not taking English classes, you can find a language partner on like italki, that website. They can give you feedback. Find a language partner. There's lots of people that can give you feedback. You can post videos of you speaking on YouTube and then ask for feedback in the comments. You can do this on Facebook, on any social network. There's lots of options to solicit feedback. And then another thing is you can set specific goals, like a specific language goal. Let's say my goal will be, in 1 month, I want to have a 15-minute conversation in English about nuclear physics, and I want to have that conversation with a native speaker. So set that goal, set a date, and then work towards it. And then on that date, if you can do it or not, that's the feedback. If you get to the date 1 month from now, you can't have the 15-minute conversation, then you know what you did didn't work and you can improve it, you can change it. So get out there and set a challenge, embrace the feedback, and know if you hit the goal. So now that we know the difference between the growth mindset and the fixed mindset, I want you to comment below about what is the biggest mindset change you need to make to get your English to a fluent level. What is something you can change today, or what is a challenge you can do today to get out of your comfort zone, to embrace mistakes, and to solicit feedback? So comment below and let me know. I really can't wait to hear about it. So go out there, get your growth mindset, and get fluent in English.
Hale, thank you so much. I loved your tips. And how about you? Are you going to try one of these tips today? Tell us in the comments if you found one of them interesting. I'd love to know. Now, if you want to know the one thing that you should do every morning to improve your English fluency, click right over there and watch the one thing you need to do every morning for English fluency. And if you would like to learn more, be sure that you don't miss another video here on the Go Natural English YouTube channel. Click right down there to subscribe and make sure that you turn notifications on. If you'd like to get our ebook, we do have the English Fluency Formula available for download now. You can click right down there to get it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, have an amazing day. Bye for now.